The long-awaited kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven will be right here on earth. It will not be in the spirit world. The apostles that walk with Yahushua HaMashiach, the one they call Jesus, they always wondered when the kingdom would be. So let's read Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? Let's look at another account, and that'd be 2nd Esdras 6 and 59. And it reads, If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So the prophet Esdras also wondered when the kingdom would come. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 14 and 7. All right, Isaiah 14 and 7 and 8 states, The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. That feller being the Edomites, the wicked elite that rule this world today. Let's go to just run over this real quick. The America was founded on Freemasonry, homosexuality, Hollywood, and wickedness. Okay, let's go to Job 9 and 24, and it states just that. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, let's go to Romans 9 and 13. Because the rulers of this world are the European nations, and they are an extension of the Roman Empire. Romans 9 and 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So you see here, the Most High also hates, but he used Jacob and Esau to basically set the foundations of rulership for this world. Now, let's go to 2nd Esdras 6 and 9 that points this out even more and gives you the answer plainly. 2nd Esdras 6 and 9, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And for all of you all who don't know who Esau is the white man, it's the Caucasian man. They're the ones who are ruling the world, the Edomites. Okay, right. So the kingdom will benefit man greatly, because when the Edomites are out of power, the world's going to be at peace in the kingdom. There's no more going to be drilling for oil, for destroying the earth, polluting the land. So we will not have to worry about this feller again, as it states in Isaiah, the 14th chapter. All right. But the Most High, in order to begin a kingdom, he has to destroy the old one. Okay, and that's as it's stated in Amos 9 and 8. Amos 9 and 8. And it reads, Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. So the Most High is going to destroy this wicked kingdom, America, and the ones who took Jacob into servitude. They all gonna get the wrath of the Most High. All right. But what was it like in the kingdom of Solomon? How did he rule? Let's look at 1 Kings 9 and 20. Okay, so the Most High, he's going to allow again us to put the other nations in servitude. And this is just an example of how it was back then. The Hamitic tribes, the Canaanites, the Hamitic people were in service to Israel. And that is at 1 Kings 9 and 20. And all the people that were left of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and the Jebusites were not of the children of Israel. Verse 21, their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able utterly to destroy, upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day. So the Hamitic tribes are going to be in servitude to the children of Israel again in the new kingdom, in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 22, this is going to tell you how the children of Israel are going to be living. But of the children of Israel did Solomon make no bondmen, but they were men of war, and his servants, and his princes, and his captains, and rulers of his chariots and horsemen. So Solomon raised up the children of Israel when he came into power. And that's exactly what Hamashiach, Yahushua is going to do again in the kingdom of heaven. Okay. And also, the kings of the earth are going to give tribute to the king. And we have an example of that by Queen Sheba. 1 Kings 10, 1 through 9. And it reads, and when the Queen Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions. And she came to Jerusalem with a very great train, with camels that bear spices and very much gold and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. And Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king which he told her not. And when the queen of Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom, and the house that he had built, and the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers, and his ascent by which he went up into the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. And she said to the king, it was a true report that I heard in mine own land of thy acts of thy wisdom. Howbeit I believed not the words until I came, and my eyes had seen it, and behold, the half was not told me. Thy wisdom and prosperity exceedeth the fame which I heard. Happy are thy men, happy are thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. Blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighteth in thee to set thee on the throne of Israel, because the Lord loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice. So she was very, very impressed with Solomon. And as you can see, the servants were happy. The servants were overjoyed being up under Solomon's rulership. So that's how the kingdom of heaven is going to be under Yahushua. The children of Israel are going to be happy again. Okay. And as noted, the King Solomon had a royal navy. Let's go to 10, 22 and 23. 1 Kings 10 and 22 and 23. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Haram. Once in 3 years came the navy to Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom. Let me say that again. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and wisdom. So we know that the kingdom of heaven is going to be full of riches and absolute wisdom and knowledge. So that's what we have to look forward to. Okay. Now the children, if you have children, this is how it's going to be in the kingdom. Isaiah 11, 6 and 9. That's Isaiah 11, 6 through 9. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my mountain, my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time. But let's what is it going to be like for the other nations? Let's take a look at that for a minute. Psalms 2 and 8. It says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So the heathens, the heathen nations, the Gentiles, they will be serving in the kingdom. Revelations 19 and 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of almighty power. So as you can see, we're going to rule over the nations, okay, with an iron rod. Okay, so it's going to be a harsh rulership, in which the commandments of the word of Yahushua, Mashiach, is going to go forth over the entire earth, and the nations are going to absolutely bow down and keep them commandments. Let's read on to let's look at Isaiah 14 and 1. Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage, wherein thou was made to serve. So the Lord is going to choose Israel and Jacob. Let's look at Isaiah 60 and 11. Isaiah 60 and 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. Isaiah 61:4. And they shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And the strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. So as you can see, the children of Israel are going to be at rest. No more getting gunned down in the street. No more being a byword and a byword, called names and stuff like that. All that will be a thing of the past. Okay, let's go to Zephaniah 2 and verse 7. And this scripture, actually we'll read verse 4 first. Zephaniah 2 and verse 4. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. So in other words, the people that are in the land of Israel are going to be destroyed. They're going to be kicked out of there. Okay? More than likely in World War III. Okay? Verse 7. Zephaniah 2 verse 7. And this is going to be how it's going to be for the children of Israel in the kingdom. We'll go to start with verse 6. And the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening. For the Lord, thy power, their God, shall visit them and turn away their captivity. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. We're going to gain rulership. We're going to rule with the iron rod, and the Gentiles shall serve. They shall serve the children of Israel. And with that, I say shalom.